a system of systems approach to warfare.
Right, y'all, welcome back to Commodore Arms channel. All right, so today we're checking out something from India. Now it looks like this is the 90th sort of anniversary video for the Indian Air Force. So that would mean 1932, quick math. It was created, which is older than I thought, but I don't know a whole lot about the Indian military in general, besides like its roots with the Brits and kind of how that worked in World War II. But the Indian Air Force, I don't really know anything about, like, at all. I don't think I've even seen them. I might have seen them, but I wouldn't have even been able to tell you. So I have no idea what aircraft they use, which I'm kind of even more excited to check out this video thinking about that. I mean, you guys already know I don't know a whole lot about the aircraft in our U.S. arsenal, let alone the Indian Air Force. So that'll be even more interesting. So should be a good one. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, cool intro.
Undeterred, unfettered, relentless, 90 years on.
Damn,
Today,
nice
an
editing.
Atmanirbhar and Saksham Indian Air Force is transforming for the future, but the road has been a long and testing one. As the winter of 1947 approached, a young independent India was thrust into the throes of war.
Right, huh?
As tribal hordes invaded the Kashmir Valley. The Indian Air Force rose to the occasion as Dakotas of No. 12 Squadron airlifted the 1st Battalion of the Sikh Regiment into Srinagar as the marauding tribals reached the outskirts of the city.
Huh.
Kashmir was...
Yeah, this video is also going to give us like a little bit of background as far as some of the conflicts that India was a part of, because after World War II, I don't really know a whole lot of them, to be honest.
saved by the gallant action of the Air Warriors, who established this crucial air bridge in the first ever joint action in independent India. The Indian Air Force continued to trailblaze this path of glory. In 1965, the unblooded Indian Air Force NADS created history by earning the moniker of Saber Slayer.
Interesting
6
footage.
years later, the Indian Air Force achieved air supremacy over the erstwhile East Pakistan, enabling the Indian Army to conduct its lightning campaign.
Not familiar with that
MiG-21
either.
made its mark in this war with many noteworthy missions,
MiG-21, huh?
including a strike on the governor's house in Dhaka.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of wonder where India purchases their aircraft from, because from what I've seen so far, it didn't look like there was really a whole lot of U.S. aircraft that I saw.
More recently, the Indian Air Force again proved its mettle, with its strike potential being put to good use, this time on the forbidding heights of Kargil.
Not sure where that is.
The legacies live on unforgotten. The torchbearers of yesterday shining
That
light
was a
on the
French
path
aircraft,
ahead.
huh?
They continue to inspire traditions of gallantry that define the
Wait, what the heck is that thing? Looks like a helicopter with its skin removed, or like a makeshift
gallantry
helicopter.
that define the ethos of the service till date. The Indian Air Force has remained steadfast with the nation in times of need, with effective contribution to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief efforts.
Oh yeah, okay.
The skill and professionalism of our air warriors found wide acclaim in the country as well as on foreign land.
Oh, Dubai, huh? Okay, a little air show action. That looks like a Russian. Pretty sure that's a Russian aircraft, just because of the weird, like, nose.
And their acumen in the air found a match in their performance in other arenas as well.
Okay. Like Air Force athletes, I guess? It's kind of cool they added that into this video. Nice. Is this supposed to be smoking like that? I know these are, but never seen it so much from a helicopter. Damn, Mount Everest? That's kind of a cool flex. Okay, those are U.S. aircraft. Pretty sure.
The Indian Air Force continues to guard the skies over
Damn, okay. Okay, I saw two things there. First of all, that was a, like, unnecessarily cool
the Air
shot.
Force continue.
And then this dude with his Anakin helmet.
Used to guard the skies over our nation. The endeavor, as before, being deterrence through competence.
Huh. Saw a sniper too. Is that an Air Force job? Okay. Nice. And they got gear from every country. Jeez Louise. Just those 2 helicopters right there. Okay. Those 3 different helicopters. Huh. Not sure what that one is though.
As the Indian Air Force develops its muscle, it is increasingly looking towards homegrown solutions for transforming itself into a modern aerospace force.
Damn, okay.
Close interaction
Nice.
with domestic developers is helping the Indian Air Force to have bespoke solutions developed for itself. A prime example is the LCH Prachanda, unique in the world for its ability to efficiently deliver firepower with equal lethality in deserts as well as at high altitudes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess most helicopters don't really work that great in high altitude, and that's probably pretty crucial when you're talking about India. But I figured if it works in high altitude, it should work fine in the desert as well. But I don't know. That's kind of interesting. It looks pretty cool, pretty futuristic. I can't imagine. I mean, when you see like stuff that's this futuristic, usually there's not as many of these because it looks like it might be a proprietary Indian thing, I think is what they were saying, which, okay. So maybe they do have
deliver
more.
Firepower with equal lethality in deserts as well as at
Looks expensive.
high altitudes.
Oh, damn. No kidding. That was freaking cool. Little showcase of all their gear. It's kind of important, like the different domain aspects of the Air Force. They probably don't have their own like Space Force. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of that kind of stuff as well, like radars and EW stuff maybe.
As the Indian Air Force looks to work smarter, it has imbibed the concept of Atmanirbharta by developing in-house solutions that have led it to becoming a leaner and more efficient fighting force.
Look like Windows Vista or something. It really does look like Windows Vista.
And more efficient fighting
Let's
force.
not pause. Okay, that's kind of cool. I have seen stuff like this where it's like, not necessarily, I've seen virtual reality, but I've also seen like augmented reality to like assist in like building, muscle memory or knowledge for, mechanics and repairing certain parts and kind of learning the inner workings of all the different parts. Pretty cool. AI, huh? Okay, that's cool, Patch. What have we seen here? So some of their systems now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they probably don't have their own Space Force. It's kind of a US thing, huh? Yeah, I'm okay with these shots and editing.
The future will see Indian Air Force evolve into an entirely net-centric aerospace force that adopts a system of systems approach to warfare.
System of systems. Okay.
In this all-inclusive approach to combat, the combined product counts for more than the cumulative effects of the constituent systems.
My gosh. Trying to watch cool footage, not like learn vocabulary here. Well done, I guess. Yeah, I'm okay with these shots. The random like satellite shot with no context. I guess it's kind of showing them bringing all this stuff together. It's kind of cool.
On the occasion of the 90th anniversary of the Indian Air Force, I extend my warm greetings to all air warriors, NCZ,
Air
BSc
warriors.
personnel, civilian staff and their family members. Over the years, the Indian Air Force has grown from being a small tactical air force to one that can now hold its own against any imminent threat. It is natural for one to see this long voyage through the prism of equipment, especially aircraft. But for me, this journey has been characterized most by the toil, ingenuity, and sagacity of our predecessors, who had the ability to think beyond the resources available to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, you will think these like speeches or whatnot are kind of corny, but they're pretty cool, especially like to celebrate these special occasions. Kind of brings everybody together so you can focus on this. For my example, it's like the Marine Corps birthday message every year. Again, it's like kind of corny, but also kind of like cool and motivating to like bring all the Marines together and put them on a same sort of picture as far as where the Marine Corps, or where the specific service, or that specific branch or field is at that moment in time, and kind of how they got there based off of their history.
Each incremental change made over the years by our veterans has permitted us to stand on the pedestal that is rightfully ours today. My special greetings to all our esteemed veterans and their families. It is also befitting that I, on behalf of all the men and women in blue, pay homage to the air warriors who have made the supreme sacrifice in defense of our country. As the battlefield of tomorrow transforms and becomes more technology driven, we too are innovating to stay ahead of the curve. I would like to assure the citizens of India that the Indian Air Force is ready to take on the future, and we will continue to touch the sky with glory. Happy landings.
Nice.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Okay. Touch the sky with glory. Okay, I like that. Okay, pretty dope. Again, I don't think I knew like the majority of those aircraft. They did not look like U.S. aircraft. I thought it was like an F-18 for a second, but yeah, you could tell it's like some Soviet or Russian kind of aircraft. Yeah, so of course, if you guys could help me with identifying some of these, that'd be cool, just because, again, it is kind of nice for me to learn that. At least try and learn it. I know I don't always learn it that great. You guys might have seen the other videos with like any other aircraft in it, but I do try, so hopefully I can retain at least one of these aircraft, so I can reference that in future videos. But it's pretty cool. Again, so 90 years. So yeah, again, if my math is correct, 1932. I couldn't even begin to picture what kind of like equipment they were working with back then. But again, it is kind of cool to like, have this sort of documentation like we kind of saw with the footage here of where the Air Force was and kind of how they're, modernizing and how they are today. Because it looked like, yeah, they had a few different aircraft from a few different countries, but I think they also had some proprietary like Indian aircraft, which is kind of cool to see. So yeah, very interesting. Of course, if you guys have any perspective, if you guys happen to be in the Indian Air Force and you could provide some context as to what we're seeing here, then definitely let me know. And let me know how you guys actually react to these kinds of videos. Because again, I do think it is kind of cool to again, kind of like summarize the history and sort of lineage of your specific service or whatnot at that time. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So again, checking out these Air Force videos, these like aircraft videos are always pretty cool, because again, it kind of gives us a little bit more exposure. But for something like India, especially with like all the different aircraft we saw, yeah, it gave us a lot of exposure, and it gave us a little bit of background as well for some of the conflicts that India was a part of. So yeah, pretty solid video. Thank you again for the cool recommendations. I think I got this one like a couple months ago, but I've been meaning to check it out because yeah, there's just a lot going on. And again, the narration and the editing was pretty freaking solid as well. My son actually came in here and wanted to look at all the jets and whatnot. So if you guys are a Patreon supporter or a channel member, then you will get access to that behind the scenes footage. But yeah, we were just looking at jets for a little bit because, I mean, everybody likes looking at jets because they're just cool. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That is it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.